Hey guys, Frank here, your virtual general aviation aviator, and welcome to another flight. I am back in the Pilatus PC-12. Just pop a outside view. Now this is an FSE economy flight, and I am also recording on a couple of different A cars for my virtual airline. So right now I am doing the mission is a charter to move 10 passengers in FS economy. Let's pop over to FS economy and let's see if I can't pull them into the in and show you what's going on. So I've got these passengers, and I am moving them from S47, which is an old legacy airport name, but it's actually Tillamook, which is a funny name, Tillamook, Oregon, and the the IKEA is K Tango Mike Kilo Tango Mike Kilo. And let's pop it up here. So the plan is to take them from Tillamook, Ock, O-O-K, Moke, Tillamook, Oregon to, let's see, let's put this in, KTMK, and the destin I actually do have a flight plan, and on the fourth flight app, I really need to enter it in the direction. So let me pop over to Sky Vector and move this flight plan in. I said I do have some weather out on the coast there. I don't think that's going to be any that's not going to be concerning. Um, Charlie Victor Oscar is my first waypoint. Now all of these are are how should I say VORs, and looks like I'm picking up a Victor here. Let's see. So that's Juliet 589 and Romeo Bravo Golf. And then a destination is Kilo Mike Foxtrot Romeo, which is Road Valley. Let's see if we got the same. Yep. So looks like we've got the same on the fourth flight app as we got on Sky Vector. So yeah, we are almost ready to go here. And I am in the beautiful Pilatus PC-12. Now, this is the STMA version. Most people who fly the Pilatus, let's see, make sure I got 10 passengers, yeah, uh, tend to fly them, fly the Coronado version of this aircraft. And I do believe that the outside of this aircraft is absolutely beautiful, a great representation of the PC-12. The I really don't have much. I really don't have any complaints with the outside, but once I pop into the inside, then even though it's not bad, the Coronado version looks a lot better. Now, with that said, I can tell that that STMA has done quite a bit of, well, have done some updating over since I first started flying this aircraft. And STMA is, let me get rid of this map. Sorry, guys. Okay. STMA is the author of a auto updater that they actually license to other developers. STMA has an auto updater, which is this guy here, and as long as I have it on, then anytime the STMA make a change to this plane, um, then they can automatically push it to me without me having to do anything. Now I can turn this off, so that the updates won't come automatically, but I prefer to have it on. And they have definitely done some work since the last time I was in this aircraft. I know I went to their forum at xplane.org not too long ago and told them again that I wish that they would bring um, this aircraft up to standards with some of the other aircraft that I fly. Um, but it's definitely better. There was a time when I couldn't see this. Uh, Come on. There was a time when I couldn't see this light if it was on or not, and now there's, yeah. So I do appreciate what they have done. All right, and this guy here does not look as cartoonish as it used to look. There's a little window there that works. So, so I use the word cartoonish in my posts, which I know that somebody else had used, and it's kind of offensive to a developer. All right, let's see. But usually when I try to determine whether or not they have fixed it, this is the first thing I look at, this gauge right here, and if I can read the the altimeter down here, then then well, I haven't been able to read the altimeter down there. It look like I can read it a little better now. I'm at 2994, and I used to not be able to read it at all. But anyway, I digress. Maybe I don't digress. But let's get back to getting this flight underway. Okay, so the so you've seen the route, and I am going to fly this route not by hand but by autopilot. Okay, so um, let's do first things first. Brakes are set, and I'm not going to go through the checklist. You know, it's funny because I look at the checklist and I say, well, if I go through the checklist, it's going to take me 30 minutes to get airborne. If I don't go through the checklist, I can get airborne in 10, 15 minutes. But invariably, as much as I think I know everything by heart, I tend to forget stuff. And I do know that STMA has been updating the checklist. And it's been a while since I've flown the Pilatus PC-12. I've been doing a lot of bush flying lately. So let's go ahead and open up the checklist and go through it. So this video may be a little bit longer than some of the others, but it takes what it takes. And I should mention that a lot of the immersion when I'm making these videos is going through the checklist, becoming intimate with the aircraft. So, checklist before engine start. I guess we should start there. And the first thing to do, I guess, would be to open it. All right, before engine start, and we've got two of them up. They both are the same one, and um, I I think I am going to close the solid one and just use the opaque one. Opaque one. All right, so I've done my pre-flight, which is kind of a look around, and I don't see a P-top cover or any chocks or anything like that on the aircraft. Now I'm looking at the tires, and the tires do look a tad low. Um, but um, but hey, let's face it, they got weight on them, right? So it's nice to see that they've actually modeled putting weight on the tires. All right, so let's turn this. Make sure this. Let's see. Before I start, all right, let's go ahead and go through this. Uh, One more thing. I guess you guys are like, are you ever going to get to starting your aircraft? With this checklist, and I know it's really tough for you to see because I'm sitting right up on it. It's kind of tough for me to see it too. But with this checklist, the stuff that's already done, it will automatically check off if it's got a plus beside it. So you might see me check off the circuit breakers, and it might automatically run through some of this stuff, and that's because it's in the state that it needs to be in for me. I can stop that by turning on the verbal, or I could turn the verbal stuff on. Anyway, that kind of makes getting through it a little bit faster. So I may or may not verify the stuff that's already checked off. Pre-flight parking brake is set. Flight control lock is removed. Okay, good. Passenger oxygen supply and oxygen level is on. Oxygen mask um, is in here somewhere. You know, as long as I've been flying this aircraft, I've never bothered to figure out where the oxygen mask is at, and I don't see it just by glancing around the cockpit. So I tell you what, guys, I will find that offline, and the next time I do a checklist, then I'll be able to show it to you. I believe that it's behind the seat. Okay, circuit breakers are not modeled, but for this flight, they're all in. Okay, EPS comes on, emergency power system. Landing gear handle is down. Trim enter switch is normal. Flap enter switch is normal. I think that might be internal. Enter. Okay, more lever, which is the manual override, is off. That's this guy here. Okay. Power, the power control lever is idle, and I may have to use the solid one. Open checklist to keep it from going away. Um, yeah, so the opaque one wants to go away when I don't want it to. Okay. Now what was okay? And the flat levels are set to 0. Um, the fuel emergency is full in. ECS, this guy here is full in. Doors are closed. Standby bus switch is comes on, and overhead switches are all off. Okay. And this is where I would obtain clearance. And here is where I want to go ahead and set up my GPS. And that's because I got this standby switch on. I'm surprised that well, so I'm drawing minimal power, just enough to power up what I need to get this flight plan in. The first waypoint is Charlie Victor Oscar Corvallis, and we want the one that's 60 miles, 59.8 nautical miles from us. And then we want the airway, and the airway that we want is Juliet 589. We're going to transition out at RGB, Rosenberg, RBG, and then we'll go straight to our destination, Kilo Mike Foxtrot Romeo, which is Road Valley. Okay, and that's our flight plan. All right, so let's go back and look at our map. Okay, all right. And the next thing on our checklist, now that we've got that done, we can check that off, and now we can switch on. Let's see which one of these keys would get me up top. Number 3. Okay, now we can switch. I tell you what, one thing I did like about this aircraft is I could bring that overhead out, and I really need it out to do my pusher tests. Okay, so battery switch 1 can come on and check the voltage. I am over 24 volts. Battery switch 2, 24 volts there, check. And let's go ahead and turn on our beacon and our nav light. Okay, and let's check our fuel pumps. Should be able to hear them. I don't hear it. I'm still not sure whether or not I still don't think I'm hearing it. Anyway, let's move on to our lamp test. We got an audible sound there, so that'll tell me whether or not the volume's working. Okay, so all of my lights are on with this lamp check, and which is a 10 times better than the Coronado lamp check. The Coronado lamp check only checks the lamps at the top, and none of this other stuff here is checked. Okay, fire warning. Okay, and I see it. I see it showing up on my CAS crew alert system. Whoops. Okay, and fire warning is checked. And let's check the EFOS. Isn't that a cool test there, guys? I know you like that. Okay. And let's check our fuel contents. which we don't have to worry about because FS FS economy is going to, well, I've already loaded my aircraft assignment. So yeah, so I got 3/4 tank. Yep, so that's right. All right, so now we're about to get this guy started. So let's clear prop here. I don't see anybody out there. And I don't know if they actually holler clear prop in this aircraft, but since I can open this window, then I am going to holler it. Clear prop. And shut this window. Okay. All right. Okay, so now a few things are going to happen here. And I am going to tell you what's going to happen beforehand because after I do it, then I won't have a chance to narrate it. Okay, so I'm going to press this and hold it for 2 seconds, and then my NGs are going to start to count up. Now, in this aircraft, they do count up relatively slowly, but within 20 seconds, I need to have 12.5%. This NG needs to be up to 12.5%, at which case I'm going to add fuel using this guy, and my turbines should light off, and my ITT, my interstage turbine, um, ITT, interstage turbine temperature. Sorry, my interstage turbine temperature should come up now. Now it may come up and go into the red, and if it does, it should come right back down. It should fire off twice, but in this aircraft, I only think it's going to fire off once. Um, and my torque should start to come up too. I'm also going to need to make sure that I get positive oil pressure, um, and which is right here, and my engine temperature should start to come up. Okay, so let's get that started. 1001, 1002. All right, NGs are coming up, torque is coming up, ITT is lit, turbines are starting to react. Okay, let's introduce fuel. And the ITT has lit off. Okay, and it's hot, but it should start to come right back down. If it stayed there, then I need to do a quick shutdown. Okay, now that my NG is over 52%, that actually means that I do have a good start. So I'm happy with the start. Fuel pumps are on auto, so we're good to go there. And oil pressure is in the green. Okay. Um, Engine temp still cold. It should start to come up. And so let me just check out. Okay, let's check out instruments here, and everything look okay. All right. And let's turn on Gen 1 and Gen 2. An inverter can come on. And avionics 1 and 2 can come on. Passenger advisories can come on. And our standby bus can go off now. Ah! I hate when that happens. Why did my I don't, oh, you know what? I didn't turn my avionics I don't know what happened. I thought I was turning my avionics on, and I apparently was turning them off or something. But in any case, I just lost everything I had put in my GPS. Dot, dot. Okay, that's the way I feel about it. All right. So let's go back down here to this GPS. All right. And air conditioning. Let's see. I don't need air conditioning. I think what I might need is cabin heat. Let's see what the outside air temperature is. 11 Celsius. So that's 32 plus 2.2. 2.2 times 11 is 22 plus 32 is 54 degrees, right? Let's turn on a little cabin heat. Um, the Coronado version also give me what my internal temperatures are, and cabin temperature, this right here just says I need to add 20 degrees of Celsius, whatever that means. So I'm just going to turn the cabin heat on, and hopefully I can remember to chat back. 54 is not that cold. Um, I'm in my body, I'm virtually in Oregon, but my body is in North Carolina, and it's probably um, about 40 degrees outside, something like that. So, anyway, now I digress. Okay, where are we? Air conditioning as required. ECS. ECS is Environmental Control System. Let's make sure that that's set to auto. And pressurization, we plan to cruise at 10.5. So let's get over here. Let's see, let's use this one. And okay, so 10.5 is what we want. Now, to change that, we want to change this, and we want to go 10.5 plus 5 plus 500. So that's about 10.5 there. And that should keep our cabin pressure just under 4,000 feet. So inside the cabin at 10.5, it should feel about 3,800 inside the cabin. All right, a little tidbit of information there. Okay, so we got that done. Set flaps to 15%. And here's our flap indicator. And we are good there. And a errors. And I do know I generally like this to be slaved. So let's bring it down. Um, let's see what the writing on it says, because they've actually done some work on this. I think, yeah, slave. Yeah, that's what I want. Now, what slave mean is that this is slave to this. So whatever this says, I should see the same thing here. Um, and then I got um, ARs2, which is this side of the cabin for that one. So whatever this says, it should be slave to this also. Okay. Um, but but yeah. So anyway, um, so I don't have a flag on it. So that's actually what I'm looking for. Okay, let's check out autopilot because autopilot will not work unless we actually test it. Okay, all the lights work, and that's what the test consists of. So it's been checked, and now we do our push it check. All right, so this is something that I like about this aircraft, um, because this is a much closer approximation of a pusher test than what you'd find in the Coronado version of this aircraft. Okay, so in order to do a pusher test, I got to power the torque up to at least 5 foot-pounds. Okay, so now I can push this guy here, and this is why I'm leaving this up so that I can do this because it's hard to see what's going on if I'm looking up there. And you see that stick shaker. I mean that that yoke shake, and now my pusher light has went off. I don't know if you notice, but also when I'm doing a pusher check, I do get a green cast message that let me know that it's working properly. So I'm just gonna go through it once more just so you can see the green cast message that pops up here. And the pusher light will go off, as will the green cast message. Okay, when I release the button. All right, so other than lights, I think I can turn this guy off and the inertia separator. Okay, and I did check it twice, so I'm just gonna go ahead and and go to next. And I did check all of that good stuff, and yeah, so I can go ahead and I did check the caution, which was the yellow button. Okay, push a switch, and that was released. All right, and so I can get through that. And let's look at the cause. The only thing I have is the the AOA indicator, because this aircraft do have an angle of attack indicator, um, and and it's built into the probe, the pitot probe, but it'll have me get rid of that in a few minutes as long as I just can go through the checklist. Okay, cows. So I did check that, and the inertial separator that we had just talked about. And let's go ahead and check that on. And let's see, it's cloudy, so I am going to turn. I know I'm going to need some de-icing, um, probably, but not at the moment. Flight controls, let's make sure that they are free and correct. All right. And they look good. And since I don't have a co-pilot, but I can also check them out here. And I do have rudder pedals, so I am using a yoke and rudder pedals. Okay, just as a point of information, I have a video on my channel somewhere that show you the equipment that I have. If you're interested in watching, I put it in the show more notes in case you want to see trim. So let's make sure our trims are set correctly, um, and they all look good. And for takeoff, I like to have this set just before it turns on the light. Actually, the light didn't even come on, did it? That's interesting. Should have got a caution light here, but okay. Engine instruments. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this set up the way we want it. So let's set this guy. Now you saw me cycle through some stuff, and again, this is kind of what I was hoping that they would go ahead and fix on this aircraft. See how hard this is to read, but I have to reach over here, and let's I guess I can't move that, but anyway, you can. Yeah, I think you can see everything. Okay, so um, horizontal situation indicator, and where do I want it? I generally like it the whole compass rose so that I can see at a glance where I'm at, and um, nav and weather. Okay. I don't anticipate needing any weather, but we got it on just in case. Um, and let's go ahead and make sure that this is on nav. I'm not nav, but GPS. I know that's real hard to read, but it's supposed to say GPS. Okay. And engine instruments are fine. Fuel quantity is rechecked. Okay. And set our communications and nav. All right. So it's one thing I like about the 750 here. I can go here and get my waypoint information, get my frequencies. Unicom is 122.9. I don't know, go ahead and put that in the box. And I try to always use COM2 for my weather information. So that's 120.0. And let's pull it out up here where it's easier to use. 120. 1200. Okay. And let me just zoom in and make sure that I'm not looking at 120.8. I've had that happen. Okay, so that looks good. So let's flip that in the box. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and put in the frequency for our destination, which is that frequency is, and I'm looking on my section on the iPad for flight. And there's so many little airports around here that I am not seeing it. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We got those in, and then let's go ahead and just put center on standby and go back here and go to our destination and see what frequency. Okay, so we got ATOS and ASOS, and that's gonna be, so I see my destination is Towered. Um, I don't know why I didn't see it on the section. Oh, there it is. Looking at, can't see the forest for the trees. Too busy looking at the trees to see the forest. You know what I mean. All right. So I want to go ahead and put that on standby, which is 127.25. All right. 127 and then 25. 127.25. That's in standby. Okay, good deal. All right. And back. Okay, let's go back here. Back to waypoint information. Field elevation is 39 feet. And so let's go ahead and get our ATOS. All right, so let's I'm gonna get rid of that guy. Okay, go ahead and get ATOS and 120. Okay, so we can just turn on COM2.
Tillamook weather. Wind 160 at 9, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2800 overcast, 34,000 overcast, temperature 11, dew point 6. Altimeter 3018.
3018.
Tillamook weather. Wind
Tillamook.
160 at 9, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 2800 overcast, 34,000 overcast, temperature 11, dew point 6. Altimeter 3018.
So we got winds at 160 at 9, I think he said. I should write down my ATOS information because my short-term memories, sometimes I think I got it remembered, and better to be safe than sorry, right? So, but I didn't write it down, and I'm gonna, let's just see if I can trust my memory. What I say, 160 at 9?
Tillamook weather. Wind 160 at 9.
Yep. Okay. All right. And flaps are set. Okay. So my comms are set. And navs. Now, planning to do GPS. Should I go ahead and set up my nav as a backup? Probably. In real life, um, you know, safety is all about redundancy. So, actually, you know what? The 650 make it so simple that it would be kind of ludicrous. Well, I was about to say something that's not true. At some airports, I can get I can get now if there was a, never mind. Okay, let me anyway, if there was a VOR at the destination airport, it would show up on the frequencies, and I could put it in there. But I'm at my arrival airport, and also these guys. Let's see, maybe I can get it here. Yeah, frequency. There we go. Okay. So that's more than one way to skin a cat, right? All right, and then I can put this one on standby. Uh, Waypoint info. Okay, so I only got two VORs in the system, and I got them both on standby. Let's see here. I want to be. Do I want at what altitude do I want to try and be at here? Um, that is 63 nautical miles away, so I should be at 10.5 there, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. I usually don't put anything in here, and that's MSL. Okay. Cabin pressurization is done and checked. Um, Votes, yokes removed. I don't know what that means. I think it might mean to actually remove this yoke. Um, I can't think, and that might be because the only way to remove it is the button. But since I got a virtual mode, I mean a real yoke, then I can get away with not having the virtual yoke. Okay, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so I told you it takes a long time to go through this checklist, but actually, this is fun. Um, Flight director and altitude set. Okay, so um, for the flight, that would be this guy right here, and I've already set this to GPS, and that's the flight director. And altitude, we want to we want an altitude of 10.5. Man, it's got 30. And let's go up 5. Okay, and we want to climb out not at 4,300. It's outside the POH. The POH for max climb is 18. Let's see. Why is that not coming down? Okay, so this way. All right. Let's make it 2,000. I wasn't paying attention to the little arrow. Okay. So actually, it was 5,000 foot descent is what it had. Um, okay, 2,000. Then bring it. Then count off 200. Okay. So we've got that set and armed. And now we're ready to taxi. All right. So we got our passengers on board, and I know they are ready to go. This is a charter and not a scheduled airline, so taxi lights come on, and let's just make sure. Okay, and recognition lights can come on, and for what it's worth, my logo light, even though I don't really have a logo. And let's check our brakes. Right brake, left brake. Yep, we're good. And let me pull this back because I shouldn't be rolling like that. When I torqued up to do my pusher check, when I finished the check, I should have brought my torque back down. All right, flight instruments, another check. Don't see anything wrong. Everything looks good. And before taxi, all right, clear right and clear left. This window is shut. And we can go ahead and call ground and taxi. And this is a an untowered airport. Now it pops out. I tried to pop it out earlier and it wouldn't pop out. Okay, counts. I'm glad it did pop out though. Okay, actually I need to be able to see this one to pop it back in. All right. Now winds were 1.6, so we can do either 1.3 or 1.9. If we do 1.3, that'll put us virtually right on course. So we're gonna choose 1.3. Tillamook traffic, Pilatus 985 Foxtrot is taxiing to runway 13, and we're located at the north end of the runway. Tillamook. Correction, at the north end of the airport, Tillamook. All right. Let's see. Where are we? No, I just said that we're at the north end because thank God they had a compass rose on that. Map. This is what I want. And runways. Yeah. What I'm actually looking to see if they have any runway designations on this, and if they do, I don't see them. All right, looks like it's getting foggy out there, but I know our cloud bases were pretty high. Let me, gee whiz, I gotta listen to ADOS one more time because I need to determine, why did I hit that map? I need to determine whether or not the clouds are lower than 10.5. So let's pop it back in. There we go. And
Tillamook weather. Wind 130 at 11, visibility 7. Sky conditions 2400 overcast, temperature 10, dew point 7. Altimeter 3015.
okay, it's changed.
Tillamook weather. Wind 130 at 11, visibility 7. Sky conditions 2400 overcast, temperature 10, dew point 7. Altimeter 3015.
Okay, so the winds are 130 at 11, and we want runway 130, so that's going to work out in our favor. Okay, so our taxi light up is on. And we're on our taxi roll. Now, I don't normally taxi from a outside drone position. So I am not used to which way the rudders go to control the aircraft. So so yeah, I'm more comfortable behind the in the captain's seat here. Okay, so we're approaching our whole short line. All right, Tillamook, Tillamook traffic, Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot is taking runway 13 departing to the south, Tillamook. Okay, so landing lights come on, strobes come on, windshield heat is, well, we can go ahead and turn it on this time of year. Uh, de-icing, windshield heat. Let's see, let's look up there. Okay, so de-icing, okay, left heat, and yeah, there we go. All right. And why? Sorry, guys. Trying to get my palette view back. Trying to get back in the palette seat. Okay, there we go. My bad. It's amazing how quickly you get out of practice on certain things. Okay. And probes come on. Cows checked. It is clear. Pressurization recheck. Oxygen recheck. Flaps of 15. Condition level is at flight idle. And transponder comes on and goes to altitude reporting. Okay, looking good. And let's line up. Make sure there's nothing coming. Now, in real life, it is extremely important to look for oncoming traffic because the pilot might be on the wrong frequency making radio calls thinking that everybody's hearing them. I've done that in the sim, so I know it can happen easily in real life. Okay, so I'm going to rotate. Let's see, let me go previous. I thought they showed numbers here. Yeah, okay. Cows, pressurization, recheck, oxygen, flaps, condition level. I guess they don't show in the numbers there. Okay, so I'm going to rotate at 90, I think, 85 in this aircraft, and then pitch for. I think I want to pitch for 120. Okay, set this to takeoff. Rotate. Positive rate, tap the brake,
Enjoy your flight.
gear up.
Traffic.
Okay. That was just a calibration check. Flaps up, pitch for 120. Gear up. Oh, okay, gears up. I, I always get that warning. Okay. All right. And yaw damper comes on. Landing lights can go off. Flaps are up. 35.9 is my climb out torque. And let's engage our autopilot and let it take over. And nav. All right, so we are on autopilot. We should it should pitch us for 1,800 feet per minute. Pressurization is checked. And climb power is actually 36.9. I knew that. And let's see what we got here. Okay. And let's bring our climb rate down a little bit. And take it back up some. I'm at 800 now. I still want 10,005. Okay, still good there. No mountain obstructions or obstacles to worry about. Out. And I don't know if it's doing a vertical nav. It may be, let's see. Anyway, I do know that we want to be at 10.5 by the time we get to our first waypoint, which would not be a problem. And we don't have any high peaks that we need to climb over. So we are looking good, guys. Dun 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 dun, looking good. All right. So at this point, what I am going to do is spin speed the aircraft 10 times the speed of the real flight so that you don't have to sit here and just watch the aircraft um, do nothing. There's no need for you to sit here and look out the cockpit, which is what I'm gonna do. So turn that off. Okay, time to start my descent. Thought I'd already put this in, but it didn't take. And I don't need 1500, I don't think. Let's do 1000 feet. And let's look at our terrain. Our terrain is at is the tops of the mountains are around 4,000. So let's slow our descent down to 700. No need of getting down that fast. And we'll take the extra speed coming down. You know, I got a 5,000 foot peak in my path, so or something close to it. So I am going to slow my descent rate even down a little further. We'll do 500. That way it'll take us 2 minutes to get down 1,000 feet. So take us 6 minutes to get down to 5,000 feet from here, from 8,000. And our ETA is 31 nautical miles. And let's go ahead and get our ATIS. All right, so our ATIS.
Rogue Valley INTL Medford Information Golf.
Golf.
2200 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 300 few, temperature 6, dew point 2. Altimeter 3027. Arriving runway 14, departing runway 14. Advise on initial contact you have Golf.
Okay. So winds are light and variable. Runway 14 is in use. And altimeter is 3027. So they got kind of a little high pressure there. Zero 27. Three 027. 8,000 feet roughly. And I'm gonna level out. See, I'm going westward, so I'm gonna level out at 6,500 for right now. Then I jump into a valley 10 nautical miles from the airport. I'll be in the valley. So that's when I will get down. And runway 14 would be a straight in because I'm on a heading of 14 basically. I'm on a heading of 146. So, and this is a towered airport. So they will give me vectors inside. All right, so let's put them in the box here. And they are, control tower is 114.119.4. Going to put that in the box. And I'm wondering what their runway, what their ground operations are. One two 1.8. Few clouds here. Yeah. Let's see. I need to go through these clouds. So I'm a hand fly. I got a caution. And I don't have a caution. Okay, so I'm dodging clouds because I'm VFR. Okay, pre-descent, check ATIS. That's already been done. Brief and fuel quantity check. All right. Pull this power way back here. And we'll punch through this opening. And what we are going to do is enter the airport on a left pattern, a left downwind. Let's see, to get through this cloud here, I guess I'll come there, and we don't need a 2,500 foot per minute descent. And that's one thing about flying the sim versus real life. If I was in real life, I could say, oh wow, it feels like I'm flying way too fast down. Okay, I should be roughly about parallel with the airfield, and there it is. I'm about 3 miles from it. 3.8 miles. Okay, the field is at 1,300, so 1335. So we'll call 1,400 the field elevation plus 1,000, 2,400 is going to be pattern, and so we got basically just under 2,000 to get down, 1,500 to get down, 1,600, 1,500. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go out about right here and then turn back in, go out to about right here and then turn back in and come in on the 45 for runway 14. Go ahead and make a call. And this is and this is what airport is this? Rogue. Something Rogue. Medford. Rogue Valley. Rogue Valley Tower, Pilatus 9875, Foxtrot is 5 miles to the south, inbound, 6 miles to the south, inbound, 4 stop. Make left downwind traffic, runway 14. Report midfield, Pilatus 9875, Foxtrot. All right, so they told me to make left downwind. And what I say, 1,400, 2,400 is pattern. I need to get back down. Okay, landing lights can come on. They won't come on until I drop the gear. So I can go ahead and drop my gear. Gear down. And the lights on. Watch that power. Just be able to see over that cowling. Find that airport. There it is. And all I need to do is report midfield. Okay, I'm on downwind. And I'm a little bit too close to the airport. This does not turn like a Cessna, so let me get out. I'll make sure I got that 4 mile and a quarter or something out so I can make that turn, the final. All right. Keeping an eye on that field. Yaw damper can come off. And the flight director can come off. I think the field is being obscured by the whoa. I am looking for the field and I lost it. I feel like I'm over top of it. I am. I'm on Pilatus 175 Foxtrot Whiskey, turning 180. So tower just told me to do it 180. I'm getting a little slow here. Winds are light and variable, so I'm not sure how I wound up over the field. But what I want to do is follow this highway out. As long as I'm following that highway, then I'm good. And see, my landing gear is down, 3 in the green. Turn 060 Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot. Alright. Turn to head in the 060. turn the heading of 320 Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot. Fill in sight, Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot. I know you can't hear what they're saying, but I'm just repeating back, just following instructions. They told me to report fill in sight because they don't want me to make the same error that I just made. And they didn't ask me not to report midfield, so I still got to do that. Road Valley Tower, Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot, reporting midfield. Clear to land, runway 14, Pilatus 9875 Foxtrot. So they just cleared me to land. All right. Let's drop 15 degrees of flaps. And let's go ahead and turn the final, turn to base to final, turn base, and then the final. Another, it's a little bit more flaps, so I'm a little high. Runway is in sight. Gears down.
Sink right, sink right, sink right.
Four flaps. So I need to get this girl on down.
Traffic.
I can't believe I didn't bother that. I felt like that was butter. Let's see, I touched down at 1.0 G. It didn't like my flare. That's okay. I'm okay with my flare. Anyway, here's what it is, right? But even though I'm down, I'm still flying the airplane. Okay. start cleaning up here. Get off the runway. Now I got this thing I call FLTT, which is flaps, lights, landing lights and strobes come off. Flaps, lights, transponder, and trim. I've already trimmed it. And transponder, it stays at altitude reporting all the way in now. So, and general aviation is up here. This is a charter, and it's up where those other aircrafts are parked. Is that air cargo? All right, stay on that yellow brick road, because you're still technically you're still flying the airplane. Okay. And what is that we have up there? C2. And find C2 on my chart. You know, I don't see a C2, but that's where I'm going. Yeah, I see C2 now. That's U.S. Forestry. Civil Air Patrol is up there. And in transient parking, general aviation is at C1. So I need to go back just a touch. Okay, so C2 is at the U.S. Forestry Service and some hangars. And I guess this is gonna be that gray building that I sailed right by a few minutes ago. Yep. So this is GA right here. Make sure there's nothing coming, because that's the other vehicle traffic way. And there's my marshaller, my make-believe marshaller. And he's having me park right parallel with here, so that we can deboard. All right. So let's do brakes.
Thank you for flying. Bye bye.
Probes, heat. Nav lights can come off, and cooling system can come off. Let's repressurize. And environmental can come off. Emergency power can go to off. This guy can go to normal, and we can shut the engine down so that we can open the doors and let these passengers out. Okay. And cabin door and cargo door, so they can get out and get their stuff. I can turn the power off on this bad boy. Generators, avionics. Battery 2, standby, battery 1, and inverter, and then standby. All right, so we are parked, and let's chuck it up. And we are parked, and that does it for this flight. I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And let's as I mentioned at the beginning of this flight, and I know I don't want to keep this video going on too long, but as I mentioned at the beginning of this flight, that I did have some ACARs for my virtual airlines. And right now, my virtual airline has two ACARs, so let's just pop in them and see what they look like, if you don't mind. So bear with me. Okay, so this is one ACAR, and let's see if it. So that one didn't record a thing. Flight state not running. I don't know why, but it didn't record. Let's see, maybe, and let's see, no, I don't know why, but I can cancel that flight. Okay, so I do have another ACAR, so at least hopefully I got something out of this. Where's the other one? Flight vector. There it is. All right, in flight. And it did file it. So let's see what it says I did. Okay, your landing rate was 179 feet per minute, and you had a performance score of 49%. How did that happen? The duration of the flight was 3 hours, 14 minutes. Wow. But of course, it hadn't been 3 hours for you guys because things were sped up. And let's see. Well, I did all the lights and stuff. 179 feet per minute is what have had to bite me because I thought my touchdown was not too bad. Okay, touchdown speed 85 knots, G-force 152 Gs. Now I don't think I slammed into the 1.5 Gs. I don't think I slammed into the runway that hard, but that's the problem with sims. You can't always tell. Anyway, um, it. I honestly thought it would have been better than that. Okay, so it is what it is, guys. Thanks for joining, and until we do the next flight, sayonara.